Yo, this hot, this the spot, there it is, pod.com. We're interviewing the best comedians, so tune in quick and get your ears receiving them. We talking about life and life to stream right to you, from the microphone right to your home, dude. Side note, this might get embarrassing, but no, don't sweat, yo, cause there it is.
Welcome to the There It Is podcast, a comedy podcast to help you find your inspiration. I'm your host, Jason Farr. Let's do this. We have a really great show for you today. It is with stand-up and musical comedian Kimberly Dinaro. She's appeared on The Tonight Show and a slew of festivals. She's also written for Reductress and Betches. We talk about a lot of it. She is super fun times. Let's get right to it. Here's my chat with Kimberly Dinaro. I don't know if I saw you on Fallon. I know you were on there doing the Instant Songwriters Challenge, but that was so long ago that I don't remember if I saw it at the time, but I always liked that bit that they did whenever they did it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, did you end up winning?
No, and it's messed up. No, well, just funny to get second place out of two. It's like, well, I just lost. No, so it was like in the middle, well, like shortly after the pandemic. It was like 2021. Yeah. And so I got like a Roomba. Like my prompt was to write a song about how I'm scared of my Roomba. Mm-hmm. And the guy that I was competing against got like a COVID related one, which I was like, well, okay. Yeah. He definitely deserved it. His song was very funny, but I was like, could we both have relevant ones? Like,
yeah. Yours was really good though. It was super fun.
Oh, thank you.
It's never tough when they both are good.
Thank you. I'm like, they should have let us tie. Although we both got to keep the prize money, which was cool.
Right. That is the thing about that particular bit is they would always say like, okay, you won, you get all this money to Guitar Center and this other thing. And then they go to the person who came in second. They're like, hey, we got you a notebook.
Yeah.
And also the prize money for Guitar Center.
I was pumped about the notebook. I was like, I'll take it.
I always wanted one of those notebooks myself, but I am not musically talented. Seeing shows do live tapings, I always watch the people who are running around. I'm not like just watching the thing they want you to focus on the most. I'm always paying attention to what everyone else is doing and how it's run, and it's a lot's going on. A lot is going on.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if everyone really loves their job or if they're about to have a mental breakdown on the spot.
Yeah, I mean,
or both, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I know people who've worked at a few of the shows that are in New York. And yeah, it's a high stress job. That's the thing that people don't realize is that it's a daily show where you've got to come up with all these bits and have all this stuff ready to go. Like that's pretty stressful.
I think the thing that surprised me the most is the like fake Jimmy Fallon that's there for blocking purposes, so that when they do the rehearsal, he's just like a man in a suit who just stands where Jimmy Fallon stands.
Oh, they have a stand-in for him. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, he's just there for like to be the blocking guy. Mm-hmm. But I was like, wow, that's a pretty cool gig. Like
that he gets to do every day and get nice money for, I'm sure.
You didn't even have to say anything. It's not like a warm-up comedian where you have to like do clean comedy or whatever.
That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah, just from seeing stuff, I'm like, oh, they really are not letting guests fail. There's no risk for the guests to fail. Because I went when they did a lip sync challenge, and you could just tell, just like seeing everything that was off camera, I was like, they're really doing the work to make sure that this goes well and lands well for the audience.
True. Yeah. I mean, I guess if the celebrity really bombs, then that doesn't make them look good either.
Right. Right. It doesn't make anyone look. Yeah, you're right. I've heard celebrities talk about how much fun they have when they're on that show. So it's probably to do with that. Like they're doing fun bits and they can't lose when they do them.
Yeah. I mean, I think they should let celebs fail more in the interview.
Honestly, I've been getting served by Instagram's algorithm. I don't know why. I watched one video and now they're sending me all of them. It's actors who also have bands, but they're not good. but it's like stuff where it's like someone was on the BBC doing a song, and so it's like it's not like someone in just like some dank bar like doing a song. It's they're on television somewhere in the world, and
Whoa.
it is so bad. And it's like famous actors, and I'm like, they are not good at this. Why is like, and like people will be like, oh, he's talking about Steven Seagal. I promise you, Steven Seagal is not the worst. It doesn't matter
Whoa.
how bad you think his music is. It's not the worst I've seen from actors who then go into music.
That's interesting. I mean, there is that thing with stand-ups. Like everyone says, like every stand-up comedian secretly wants to be a
Mm-hmm.
musician. Every musician secretly wants to be a stand-up.
Yeah.
And like I hate when I go to a concert and the musician does like their tight five in between songs. I'm like, get to the song. It's the worst, which is so hypocritical because in the middle of my stand-up, I'm like, time for a song, everyone.
Right. I was just about to say you
But
do both. But yeah, finish your
yeah.
thought.
I mean, it would make sense that if you're an actor, they probably also want to be a musician and have a
Yeah.
band and that camaraderie and
And
all
some of them are good, but so many are not. And they're just around people who are not telling them that.
Oh, wow.
And so
I don't know
they
if
are
I'm down for
failing,
that.
but they don't realize they're failing because no one around them is telling them, "Hey, you're bad at this."
True. Yeah, you do get to a point, I guess, where like everyone is just everyone's sort of on your payroll to be your cheerleader.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds awful. What
Yeah.
meanwhile, the rest of us are like, "Am I good enough to do this? I won't do it. I don't think I'm good enough to do this." And it's like, "You're good enough to do this. Like, please go out and do this."
Yeah, I mean, I am envious that there is a point that those people are reaching where they're not in like the spiral of fear anymore. They're just like, well, I made it at this one thing, so I might as well flop in three other artistic areas. I think that's the thing. You have to have the confidence of knowing you succeeded in one category, so then you can just let yourself fail in the others.
Right. Oh, goodness. Well, you are someone who are multi-talented. You do comedy and you do music. And I get the impression from looking you up that you've been performing your whole life. Is that fair to say? I mean, being
Yeah,
musically talented doesn't just come when someone's 22 years old.
I definitely was like a insufferable child singer, actor, or like theater kid. I was always entering singing competitions and like making my parents and their friends listen to me put on musicals in their house at dinner parties and stuff. So singing was definitely the first thing that I did.
How does that go as a kid getting into competitions and doing like, are you, as an adult, I understand my drive, but for a child, I mean, I was a little kid who wanted to be an actor, but I wasn't going up for competitions. So, what's the mindset when you're a kid? Are you just like, here's something I'd like to do? Or are you like, all right, I want to grow, I want to get better? Like, what is the mindset for a kid?
Well, this was like, do you remember E True Hollywood Story?
Yes.
So that was like that was really ringing loudly in my brain as a kid. Each True Hollywood Story and like all of the like Star Search things
Yeah.
or like the Disney Mickey Mouse Club. So all those like pop stars were starting when they were like 8. So by the time
Hmm.
I was 10, I was like, it's too late. Like I'll never make
Oh,
it. Even at
wow.
16, I was like, oh well, it's over for me. I can't
Wow.
be a singer, so I guess I'll try something else. So I was very much like, okay, it has to start now when I was a kid and I had like my little headshots and I would put together my little resumes and everything. I was like, I really wanted to be a pop star. But then I think it's more accessible to get in through theater. So I thought, well, maybe I'll do that. And then my parents just weren't stage parents, which is good.
Good. I mean, you
They
saw
like
the true
love me
Hollywood
so
stories, so you
much.
know how bad it could be when they are stage
Oh, of
parents.
course. I mean, all of they were like stealing everyone's money and everything.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So, but yeah, I think you do have to have that parents that are like, we're gonna uproot our kids and move to LA or move to Nashville or something. My parents were like, can you just be normal? Like,
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there because I too, at like 22 years old, was like, oh, it's too late for me to start acting now, which is an absurd thing.
yeah, we all think that, but it
It's
is not
so
true.
untrue. It's
Like the
so
time is
untrue.
now.
Right. I was like, we hear about the child actors who grow up to get into it, but like, so many of them don't survive that. So, like, don't go by that.
Yep.
That's not a good metric to judge by. And then also just the drive it takes to try to do any of this stuff at all at any age is a lot. It's a lot.
For sure.
So to be a kid trying to do it, and it can get so bad if you're a kid who gets successful and you have parents that don't try to take care of you. So it's when you're a kid and your parents are saying, no, don't go there right now. Just be a normal kid for a little bit, have a normal life. You hate it. But as an adult, it's like, that was the right choice.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like read those things about like Taylor Swift, how her parents were like, her first label, her dad paid $300,000 for her, like was an investor in the label. I'm like, I can't believe you didn't move us to Nashville so that I could have a country music career.
Well, I did just see this YouTube guy. He's a musician who's been around a long time, worked for a lot of people, worked with a lot of people. He was talking about how tough it is now for young people to get into a career in music because you basically just have to be super wealthy to do it now. Like your
Yeah, I'm
parents have to be
sure.
crazy rich.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that in comedy too. It
Mhm.
sort of seems, I feel like it's sort of the pay to play
Mhm.
process is kind of taking over every creative. I think it was always there, like a little more behind the scenes, but
Mhm.
now it seems a bit more obvious.
Yeah, I mean the way for to beat the algorithms of social media so you can get in front of people, that takes a lot of money, that takes a lot of organization, and the average person can't do that.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing when someone's just in their bedroom, they come up with a song, they record themselves doing it, they post it online, and it just happens to blow up because that's how everything works. Like you put something out, it may get attention, it may not, and that's just how the cookie crumbles, and I can accept that. But when you start goosing the numbers because you've got the backing to do it, that's where it's like, well, not everyone can do that.
Yeah. And as like a consumer too, I wonder like, do people care if they know that their favorite artists were sort of inevitably going to be marketed specifically to them, or do they care about finding people organically?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm hoping the pendulum is swinging the other way where people want something that doesn't feel as packaged,
Yeah,
but we'll see.
can only hope.
Like,
There was a window in 2020, I think, when everybody was
oh yeah.
posting like, TikTok for the first time. And I think that all felt so much more authentic because everybody was sort of like home in their room with like shitty quality and shitty sound. And
Right.
now it's a lot more like back to everything being glossy and perfect.
Yeah. Oof. Now
It's
I'm
rough out
actually at
there.
the age where I'm like, I'm too old to get out there. And it's still like, that's stupid, Jason. But at the same time, it's the same like, yeah, but they've got the like kid corner, locked down and they're fresh faced and they're new. They want to be seen on TikTok, whereas I'm like, I don't want to do TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I get envious of the youths, I'm always just like, I had no idea what I was or what I had to say when I was 20. I knew that I wanted things, but I know a part of me is happy that I didn't succeed early on, just because I just didn't really I wasn't locked in as a person at all, and I don't think I had enough experience to actually make anything that really mattered. And I think some of them do, some of the young people definitely do, but
There
I was
are, yeah,
just
yeah,
walking
but
around.
there's a lot of bullshit out there. But there are a lot of people who are legit, and it seems to be just like any time period, I guess, hard to find the ones who are legit. But I love that you are someone who wants to make real work, and you're not just trying to put out whatever corny thing that people are, like I saw some again, I keep getting randomly served things. I saw some real estate agent on Instagram, and all their posts were just whatever trends were big.
Yeah.
And that just gets to be, especially when it's super polished, like, especially when it's super polished, the trends feel just like gross.
Yeah. It can feel, I mean, it all can feel a little bit dirty, especially with all the sponsored content. And then, everyone, you think something is a real video, and then it's like, and then you have to use my code for this product in the comments. And then I'm like, well, I can't knock them because I know that's also how they're like paying for their lives. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. I think maybe like the bubble will burst soon on that, like that very
Mhm.
specific kind of influencing, or like every single company using the social media trends that had an organic start off, and then every brand takes it on, and then you're like, oh man, like Costco's doing that dance that like the middle schooler created 2 weeks ago. Do we really need Wendy's to like hop on board to the like transition video that's 10 seconds or whatever?
No, I'm fully with you. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it's too much. I want to see good stuff. Why I'm glad I came across your work. Which at
Thanks.
this point, I know. Oh, I know how I came across you. You were about to perform at Young Ethel's
Oh
for
yeah.
the We Have Fun show that friend of the podcast, Dan Wilbur, hosts.
Yeah, their show is great. It's so fun. They have Young Ethel's has this like very out of tune old piano that I enjoy playing because it sounds so haunted. So all of my songs sound like extra spooky.
I didn't know it was out of tune. That's so funny.
I mean, it's usually out of tune. And sometimes it sounds like maybe it was tuned in the last few months, but
How quickly do pianos like that go out of tune?
I mean, that one I think is really old. I'm trying to think. When I had like on my parents' piano, I feel like it would get tuned like every few months or so. But I mean, it takes a while to actually hear it unless you're like, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't have that kind of ear.
you don't have
This is
perfect
like,
pitch, but
I mean, not like that with piano at all, but this is like you press down and it sounds like an organ that hasn't been played since the 1800s. It's like,
No, I've heard it. I've heard it. No, that's funny. So, what drives you to keep putting out real stuff?
hmm. Well, it really hurts me. I don't know. I am not very good at being fake in any setting. It's really difficult for me. I'm working on it.
Good. No.
I think being fake is like you have to kind of do it sometimes, in like networking situation stuff. I've just
Yeah.
never, I'm just kind of incapable. It was a really bad problem for me when I was bartending because like it was hard for me to have any kind of rapport with someone who I was like, this is a bad person. And then
No,
they would
I
be like,
get that.
this girl's a bitch. I'm not tipping her. And then my coworkers would be like, you have to just fake nice to these people. And
No,
I would be
that's pretty hard.
yeah, and I feel the same way about at least my social media profiles. I'm like, well, I have control over this. So like anything I put on there, I feel like I want it to represent me. And I put on things that I'm like, I don't know if this is funny before for sure, but at least I try to like stand by what I'm putting out there.
Well, yeah, not funny though. Is like you think it's funny when you're making it, you're having fun with it, then you put it out and like people didn't respond. I guess it just didn't work. But that's not being fake.
Right.
That's trying at least. I have a question about this though because I don't post a lot of stuff, but I did a lot of stand up where I got to a point where every open mic I was just like it was all new material. Maybe there was one joke I had done before, but it was like a month old at most. Just to try that muscle of like trying to make something work. And there have been plenty of times where I got up and did something and it was like, that didn't get a laugh. Now I'm backed in the corner and I have to squeeze some laughs out of this. And so I had to like find a way to get a laugh from what I had set up. But you don't have that luxury when you create something like a post for social media and then put it up and it doesn't get a laugh. You can't be like, oh, in the moment I'm seeing this doesn't work. Let me fix it like you can with
That's
live
true.
shows. So what do you learn when you do it through social media? Because it's easy to learn when it's live. You're like, okay, I'm recognizing I need to add tags to this or this is just a premise. But when it's online, you're like, oh dang. So what do you pick up from that?
Yeah, I mean that is hard. I also my social media is so chaotic and like I'll put songs on there. I do like character sketches. I have stand-up clips. I have
But I love that. I mean, you said that with a sort of like, oh, it's chaotic, but I love that.
well, I enjoy it like in like a spiritual sense, but from someone who was looking at like zoomed out of my profile, I think they would be like, I don't know how, like I don't know what her brand is. Like I wouldn't
Yeah,
know.
I'm sure managers would say pick
Yeah.
one thing and like have a thing to give people, but I think what you're giving people is that you are multifaceted, and people who
I
want
try.
that will get that. So I maybe I'm not the person to listen to, but I I think that's refreshing.
Well, thanks. But as far as like learning what to like edit from it, it's hard because yeah, like a stand-up joke that will work really well in the room, I'll post online and it won't really get anything
Yeah.
because maybe it was too specific to the room or
Yeah.
maybe it's too long. Like a lot of times stand-up clips are better if they're like 15 seconds max
Yeah.
and about like a very shareable topic. But with the sketches I do, if I realize that like it doesn't do well, I'll shorten it. I mean, really, it goes back to the attention span of everybody. The attention span has gotten smaller and smaller, I think, even like since 2020, where it used to all be 1 minute videos on TikTok. Then they extended it to like 3 minute videos for a bit. But you can look at how like the retention rate of what people will watch it for, and it's like 3 to 5 seconds max,
Hmm.
where like then everyone will like drop off. And so if I get a video that has like people watching it up to 16 seconds, I'm like, I'm a star. They lasted 16 seconds. So sometimes I'll like shorten it if it doesn't do well and repost it again, or I'll
Hmm.
like speed it up or figure out a title that's more interesting. I mean,
Hmm.
really all anyone wants online is something that they can be like, "Oh, that's me," or "This is my friend," and then they share it to their friend.
Yeah.
And it's all about like the relatability. So sometimes I'm just like, "Well, that was way too weird." Not a single person related to that thing except me. But if I liked it, then I'll just be like, "Ah, who cares?"
When did comedy become a part of what you were doing? Because you mentioned you're the theater kid. You're doing music when you were young, but when did comedy come into the mix?
Yeah. Well, I went to college for acting for 2 years
Right.
and I
Yeah.
kind of hated it.
Mm.
And they
Is
really wanted
that
it.
before you went to NYU?
Yeah. My first college, I went to Marymount, which is now like merging into Northeastern University. That's
Oh
new
wow.
news. Marymount, Manhattan. And they have a very classical, like BFA acting track. So they really want you to be a Shakespearean actress by the end of it, or at least have that training so that then you can do more like Broadway and stuff like that. And I was just not really into the classical. I wasn't very good at it. And my teachers would always say, like, it seems like you're trying to like always find the laugh in the scene. And I was like, okay, rude. Like, I think I'm being really serious, but all right. And I could tell that some people that I went to college with were like so obsessed with acting in a way that I just was on the outskirts of. Like when we would do those movement exercises where it's like, today, pretend that you're a cat and you're like skulking around the room as a cat. I would be like, I can't believe I'm paying for this. Like, I can't believe that like I'm going to be in student loan debt because I was pretending to be a cat. Like, I could do that for free. So there was an element where I was like, okay, I don't know. So I left that school and I took a year off and I worked at Lush Cosmetics, the soap store.
Hmm.
And I was just like, maybe I'll just audition for things and see what I'm more drawn to. And that year I sort of got into improv and some sketch things. And by the time I got to NYU and I went there for dramatic writing and TV writing, I was surrounded by people who were really focused on comedy. And I was like,
Mm.
okay, this is awesome. I feel more like I'm aligned with this. Like I enjoy writing sketches and I enjoy acting, but like in scenes that are meant to be funny instead of me just like trying to find the laugh line and the drama.
That's a good bit of time in New York, but you're from Massachusetts, right?
Yeah. Wow, you did your research. I'm like, where is all this info? My whole life is public. Yeah, I grew up in Massachusetts. I moved here for college, so I've lived here. I'm 35 now. I've lived here, I guess it'll be 17 years
Mhm.
in August. So
35 is young, so no shade, but I was gonna guess like 28.
I'll take it. Please tell the industry that I am
Yeah,
28.
you could play 28 easily.
Thank
Um,
you.
when you took that year off, I'm curious what the parents thought. What were these
I think by
Massachusetts
that
parents?
point, yeah, I think they were just like, we don't really know what her deal is. Like they were supportive in a way that was like, okay, but like, can you do something with it? Like, it would be nice if I got some role. Like I auditioned for like the national tour of Beauty and the Beast, and I was like, I'm gonna be Belle, obviously. And I got cut like immediately. Like the second they made me dance, they were like, no.
No.
So I did a lot of stuff like that. And I didn't really get anything other than playing a mermaid in a children's musical for $25 a week. And I was
Wow.
a mermaid, and it was just me like singing with one pianist and a bunch of children being like, "Yay." So I mostly just like worked in retail and became like a sales maniac and I was
Hmm.
really good at selling soap. And then I was like, okay, I can't stay here any longer because I'm not that there's anything wrong with being a soap salesperson forever, but I
But if
was
that's not what you want to do,
yeah, I was
yeah,
really heading down soap path. So my
yeah.
parents were kind of like, what is going on here? Like she seems obsessed with working at Lush, but
So you, like you said, moved to New York. You get in with the comedy crowd. Did you do improv at all?
yeah, I did UCB for whatever the first two levels
Okay.
are.
101, 201.
Yeah. And I enjoyed it, but I don't know, I didn't have the drive of like I want to be on a team and do
Yeah.
this. And I think I sort of realized maybe I like stand up more when I would be more drawn to like the monologue like that they do at the beginning before everyone. I was like maybe I just like telling stories by myself and like I don't need to be like yes, and we're in a store. But it was good to learn. It was good to learn that
Yeah.
skill. It was fun. And then I did some sketch classes and stuff at NYU, which were really fun.
Oh, fun. Oh, I didn't realize they had sketch. So, did they teach just the writing of sketch, or did they also teach acting and sketch, or what?
Yeah, well, my department is shares the floor with the film department. So we did like TV writing, like writing a pilot, dramatic writing, like writing a 1 hour drama. We wrote a screenplay. So we did like film one and two. And then we do playwriting also. So like you learn like all of the writing for the scripts. And then there's also like elective classes that you can take or like acting for sketch or acting for the camera or writing sketch and stuff like that. But I was only there for 2 years, so I was cramming my degree into 2 years to try and save money.
Yeah.
So I was taking like a ton of classes and then like kind of not lying, but making my Marymount credits seem like they were NYU credits enough where I could be like, see, this counts, right? I don't have to take math at NYU.
Yeah. That is the thing. Like I went into school and was a mass comm major, theater minor, and then you have all these classes that are requirements like statistics, and I'm like,
Yeah.
statistics? What do I need to know statistics?
I know. Yeah. And then the other track is then you go to you go to a conservatory that has no liberal arts classes and then you're not really getting
Yeah.
what I felt was like a real education. I at some point I was like, "Oh, maybe I won't be an artist and I need a real degree," which I
Mm.
haven't needed yet at all. Every single job I've gotten has never once asked if I went to college, but
Yeah. I mean, that's the crazy thing. They really just want to know if you can do what they need you to do.
yeah, which you can definitely do without a
Yeah.
college degree unless you want to be a surgeon.
Right. Yeah. If it's something serious where someone might die, if it's a whole lot of rules, yeah, you got to go to college. The rest of us who want to go into show business, I mean, they could help us, but they don't.
Yeah, and I remember some of my professors would get like really scared for us, like the look in their eyes, like when we were about to graduate, they were like, "This wasn't a degree when we were coming up. Like you couldn't get a degree in writing for TV when we were writing for Seinfeld." And I was like, "Oh no, is this fake?" And now I know what they're talking about because I just learned that Emerson College has a comedian degree. Like you can go to that school, like basically you have like a major in stand up. And I'm
It's not
like,
a
come
real
on, that's not
thing.
real. No offense to the babies that are at Emerson right now majoring in stand-up comedy. I just think like I just can't imagine what that would be. I mean, is it like open mic
Yeah.
101, depression 201?
Yeah, and I don't mind colleges teaching that stuff, but degrees in it, like it doesn't. I remember when I was in college, a friend of mine was like, he was just like, he was a theater major, and he was railing against that major. It was like, no one's gonna hire us because we have a degree in theater, like, because he's wanting to be an actor or a writer. So it was like, I'm not gonna get that because of this degree. Now, if you want to like be in the tech part of theater, yeah,
Sure.
that theater degree is gonna help.
Yeah, because that's all like skill craft based.
Exactly.
In acting school, they barely teach you about the business. They barely teach you how to promote yourself or how to
The most
find
important parts of
jobs.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, here's how to channel your trauma from childhood into a play. And it's like, okay, well, I could do that with a YouTube class and a sad day.
Right. I
I
mean, they didn't have YouTube University when I was in college, but
master class.
yeah. Or even that. I'm older. But I at the time remember thinking, why don't they teach us how to act for the camera? Because there
Right.
were people who had done that. Just why aren't they teaching that at this school? Because most of the people here aren't trying to be in theater. They're trying to be on camera.
Yeah, I think maybe they do that more now, but even
Yeah,
when I
I'm
was
sure they
in
do
it,
now.
it was all theater based. They sort of
Yeah,
like frowned on you if you were like, I want to move to LA immediately after this and
right.
be on TV.
And but here's the messed up thing about my brain. I think the best actors are theater trained. I want like I want to be good, but I want to know how to get work. And like we need to do both.
Yeah. I think theater actors are better because they know how to live in their entire bodies, and I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really know how to do that. And my professors would tell me a lot, like, you're acting with your face, and like if we had a camera zoomed in on your face, it would be amazing, but like your body is so disconnected. And I just never really got it. Like, and then I was like, fuck this, like, because I, couldn't handle negative feedback at all until I was like 30. So I was just like, I'm leaving. And now I'm like, oh, maybe I just should have pursued TV and film instead.
Mm.
But, we can't look back with regrets. I just
No.
do feel like the artistic degrees to me, because I've been bartending for 13 years now, it's like when kids go to bartending school, like they'll take like the
Mm.
bartending classes and then they come and apply to work at the bar. And I'm like, you can't learn it in a class. Like, you really can't.
Oh
Like,
wow.
I mean, I think that it maybe will help, but like in order to get a bartending job in the city, like you
I
need to have
mean, I'll be
bartending.
honest. Those bartending classes seem like a scam.
Oh yeah. And it's like cocktails from like the 70s that no one drinks anymore.
Yeah,
It's
like
like blue curacao cocktails and
I'm sure there are some that are like legit. Like if it's like a got a mixology sort of focus, then I like fine. But so many I've heard they're like, go to bartending school, you'll start making $700 a night, and it's like I don't think that's gonna happen for
no,
people who
they don't
go
get
to
you the job. I would
right.
love I should run a bartending school scam, honestly. That's a good idea.
I mean, they pay. Somebody got their money. No, it's wild. It's wild the sort of scams that are out there, and like people are just trying to like live, and there's people
Yeah.
taking advantage of them.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to
Especially
make people laugh.
Oh yeah, that's why I asked you about the podcast scam, because I keep getting these emails that are like, "Oh, do you want to do this?" And then it will say like, "This is the rate that we're paying you," and then it's like the fake e-check thing. Like, have you gotten that?
I have not. I mean, because I have a podcast, no one is, and I don't have like the following you have. Because I guess if I was like posting videos that were like getting attention every day, I don't know if you're doing it every day, honestly, but I just mean consistently, then I probably would get targeted for that because so many online people who do comedy are next big thing. So these scammers are going to try to take advantage of them.
I think my email just must have gotten on some list and they're like, well, this girl will at least respond to you. So just try. And it's like all these fake emails. I honestly get them like every day. And a lot of them will say like podcast interview. And then someone was saying that there's another thing they do where they like hack your Zoom screen and then get like your social media passwords. And
What?
I was deep on Reddit. So I was like, I just gotta check if it's a scam.
Wow. No, no, not a scam. No, I saw that email and was like, what new thing is out there right now where
Yeah.
someone's like scamming people like that? I mean, I get a bunch of other weird messages but they aren't that yet. Right now it's all the people inviting me to something through Punch Bowl and I'm like,
Oh,
I haven't talked to this person in years. Why would they be suddenly inviting me to an event? I never
oh,
click.
interesting.
Listen, if you get something from Punch Bowl from someone in your email, don't click on anything. I
Okay, good to
haven't,
know.
but
Good to
just
know.
because every like one was a best friend, but the other two were people who was like, I haven't talked to this person since 2012. They're not inviting me to anything. What is this
Wow, see,
scam?
I'm such a masochist. I'd be like, oh my God, I have to know what Laura's up to. Like, this is crazy that she's reaching out to me. What's going on? I need tea.
That was the first one I got. I was sort of like, I'll save this to check out later. So I don't know what's going on. And then I looked at it later on my computer and was like, do not click this. Like, this is not real. Oh gosh, there's so many scams out there and no one doing anything to stop them. So you said you started writing sketches in college. You do a lot of character stuff now and musical songs. So when did writing songs, like comedic songs, become a part of what you do?
Well, I've always loved musical comedians. I really got into this Australian comedian, Tim Minchin,
Oh,
who,
he's great.
oh, okay, great. Yeah. Usually I say him, people are like, who?
Oh, he's
But
great. Yeah.
yeah, I love him. And he, got into Broadway composing and wrote Groundhog Day, which was like one of my favorite musicals, even though it only ran for like 2 weeks or something. No, it had longer run, but it was short. So once I got really into him and I was into like Bo Burnham in high school and
Oh yeah.
stuff. But I was like, well, I've been doing stand-up for a while. I'm happy that I started stand-up before I started musical comedy. I'm happy that I just didn't go out of the gate with the songs because it made me think a lot like, okay, does this joke need to like does this joke work better saying it or does it work as a song? Like I didn't want to just make
Oh.
something a song for the sake of it being a song. I hope that like the music adds something to it. And then in 2020, when it was just like, well, anything goes, I just started writing, little 1 minute jingles for TikTok and like putting a story that I thought could be a good stand-up bit to a song. And I was like, oh, this is fun. So that's kind of how it started. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna start writing longer songs. And then my friend Mark Benjamin, who's a piano player at Sid Gold's, we were running a show there for a while. So it was fun
Mhm.
playing the songs on the grand piano. And I was like, wow, my piano skills don't deserve a piano this beautiful, but it's fun to sing about nonsense on a beautiful piano.
Yeah, I saw some of the stuff I've seen. You have like I mean, I want to say a Casio. I don't know what kind of keyboard it is, but I saw that kind, like the type you can like bring with you. How often do you use not a grand piano, but like the ones they have at Young Ethel's? Like, how often do you write with or play with those, and does that change how you do the songs or write the songs?
It's definitely fun to play on a real piano, but
Yeah.
I write everything on my keyboard, which is nice. It's like it has all the keys, all 88, and it's
Yeah.
weighted. So it feels more like a real piano.
Oh, okay, okay,
And then I
yeah.
have like this like dinky one that's made for children. It's a toy piano.
Yeah, I still have my kid one. It's like
Um,
that. Yeah.
yeah, and this
And that
guy's pretty
helps you just figure it out, I imagine.
well, it's cool if I'm like going on a trip where I'm not performing, but I like kind of want to like tinker around because it weighs barely anything. All the reviews are like, my son loves this. And I'm like, here I am, 35, add to cart. Can't wait to play this guy. So yeah, I'm also like not good enough at piano really to like be using the whole upper and lower register. I kind of stick to fiddle anyway, so it works out. I would love to be amazing at piano, but I'm like, I got to put it on the list. I got to learn guitar first.
Oh yeah? Why do you want to learn guitar before getting great at piano playing?
I just think I should have the skill set at guitar that I have at piano. I
Oh,
should at
sure.
least be there. So like knowing the basic chords of guitar.
Hmm.
I also, have always had a fantasy of being the annoying person at a campfire. And it's like it doesn't really work if I whip this out at the campfire.
Yeah,
I feel like I need to have the guitar
yeah.
just be like, let's all do a sing along, everybody.
Do you have an album? That was one thing when I was researching you. I didn't see if you had an album already made.
I don't, but it is on my goal this year. So I want to do
Awesome.
I want to do an EP of like my comedy songs. And then I have like some more, I mean, I wouldn't really call them serious songs, but they're more songs that I don't like really know what to do with because they're not funny enough to perform at a show that would be marketed as as a comedy show. But
Okay.
they're not like good enough as musical songs to be like at a concert where I'm like I'm a serious musician. So I don't know what to do with those, but I'm like maybe I'll
Huh.
add more to that set. And also my sister is a musician and moving to the city and I was like let's start a band. So watch out for our sibling band.
Oh, do you have a name for the sibling band?
We were thinking of calling it Fail Daughter, but we don't know yet.
Fail daughter?
Yeah.
Why did you come up with fail daughter?
Well, because we're both kind of like, who are we
Uh,
professionally?
is
And I
she
think our
older or younger?
older, and I think our parents are always kind of wondering what we are. So we thought Fail Daughter would be funny if we just own that as our name.
Do you have any other siblings?
No,
Hmm. No, that's fun. When does she move to the city?
next month, like 3 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
exciting stuff.
Yeah. You
My
moving in
dream has been
together or?
no, but like in the neighborhood. So
Oh,
that's
that's
yeah,
fun. Oh,
yeah.
that's sweet. I haven't lived in the same town as my brother for decades. That's fun to live in the same town.
This is the first time, definitely as like adults. So,
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
oh, excited for our band.
Yeah. Do you have songs that you've written together?
No, so I'm like, now's the time.
I wonder how they. Do you think she is leaning more towards comedy with it, or like in
No,
between?
I think maybe there would be like some little funny winks in this in the songs. My thing is like if it happens to be funny, then I'll be happy. But I'm not gonna try and make them funny. I
Yeah.
would love to just have like a serious band that is like purely for fun. And if
Mhm.
anything comes of it, then that would be awesome.
The songs that you were mentioning that you said are not funny enough to like make part of a comedy show, but not serious enough to treat like normal music, I guess. What is that balance that you like? Because I mean, I'm trying to think. I guess there are some like singer songwriters who don't do comedy, but they kind of have a funny sense of humor. What like Brad Paisley kind of does, and
Yeah, I
Ludacris.
feel like Phoebe Bridgers, like she sounds so
Oh
depressed
yeah,
and sad, but every once in a while she'll have a little
it's a
joke in
little
her
wry.
lyrics.
Yeah.
I was really into the Dresden Dolls, Amanda Palmer's band, when I was in high school, like obsessed. And I'm like, I feel like she has some jokes. I know she's been canceled a million times, so I'm like, I don't know if she's like problematic to be a fan of, but
I didn't know she'd been canceled.
I mean, who isn't canceled,
Who
you
isn't at
know?
this point? I guess you got a point. There are too many cameras catching all of our worst moments.
Ugh, truly.
I'm
Yeah.
I want to do a podcast. I've never said this out loud publicly, but I want to do a podcast that's like the social justice system, and it sets up. It's sort of like a divorce court, but for the social justice system or the court of public opinion, where we decide what's forgivable and what's unforgivable, and for any offense, what the correct punishment is.
I think
Because
that's
I'm
good.
I'm tired of like people who did things that were wrong but no worse than what any other person has done. Cuz sometimes I'll have like a friend who'll like be railing against some public figures like he's a bad person for this. And I'm like, "Dude, you've offended me more than what you are complaining about.
Well, of course.
So, should I write you off? Should you be canceled? Like what we got to find a better balance." And so I have no idea what Dresden did, but
Yeah, I mean,
maybe we could figure it out on that new podcast idea or show idea.
I'm very open to people changing their mind and like sincerely apologizing. I'm
Yeah,
not like the corporate one where it's like la da da, here's
right.
my
The fake
but
stuff I don't
it
care for.
it takes a lot to be like I had an opinion that was wrong and now I'm coming to the other side, and especially if you were wrong because you were sort of tricked
Yeah,
like what's happening politically right now. I feel like a lot of people were realizing they were manipulated. Now they're like, okay, maybe I was stupid. They don't want to admit they're stupid.
yeah.
But I'm like, if you were dumb for years and years, like that's really embarrassing for you, but I'm not going to shame you for like seeing the light now.
Right, yeah. I
So
mean, we want them to see the light is the thing.
yeah.
I don't understand the people who get mad when someone starts changing and they're like, "No, we'll never forget." And I'm like, "Hey, what they did was wrong, but if they're starting to figure it out, let's not stall that.
I
Like,
agree. Yeah.
let's not push them away while they're starting to see things our way here. We want them to see things our way." Yeah, there's certain things where I'm like, this is unforgivable and it deserves steep punishment and maybe that person shouldn't be around, but I just feel like because we haven't figured this out as a society, that's why Louis CK is back in the mix. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like Should he be back in the mix? I don't think so. What he
Yeah,
did was way too creepy, as far as I'm
way
concerned.
too creepy is a
Way too
perfect
messed up.
analysis. That should be your
Yeah. I need
your
a gavel.
yeah, you
Too
gavel.
creepy.
Simply too creepy. Just way too creepy, man.
It's like,
He's
I don't
gotta
think,
go.
but people always make it like, well, he was never funny anyway. And it's like, yeah, he was.
Well, I
Like,
mean, that is
he's just an
insane.
awful person.
Yeah, of course he was funny. I mean, he had a crazy successful career and still does. I mean, that question in particular about Louis C.K. was asked to every single female comedian relentlessly in like 27 from like 2017 to
Yeah.
2019. I feel like it was all we could talk about before the pandemic, which is like,
It's
well,
like,
what do
it
you
has
think about
nothing to
Louis
do
C.K.?
with it. It's like, why are we talking about if he's funny or not? Like, that's
Yeah.
not he could be the funniest person in the world. What he did was weird and creepy. And just so, like, anything like that is like too much to just like brush off. But, they voted for Trump 3 times, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know this
Yeah.
world. It's like so yeah, that's my pitch. I'll have you and your sister
Good.
do a song for it if it's funny.
Yeah. That sounds awesome. The canceled
You could do
pod.
the theme, yeah. All right, we've reached the end of the episode. I can't believe the time has flown by. You're super easy to talk to. This has been a
Oh,
delight.
yay. Wow, an honor. You too. I'm like, do I get that a lot? I don't know. I don't think so.
So let's create something together. And what I was wondering about, you mentioned that sometimes an idea comes to mind and you think, is this a joke or a song? Like, is it worthy enough to be a song? So I'm curious how you decide. Is it something where you feel like, oh, this could be a song because of song structure reasons or because of how many tags you can do on it or the bits you can do on it? Like, what helps you decide that?
Well, I really like when you're writing a musical, they tell you that every single song should either develop the character or move the plot, which seems like a very basic, obvious analysis. But when you think about it from the songwriting perspective, it's like, okay, it really helps you like laser the focus because you're either learning something about the character or it's like actually changing the timeline of the story. So I feel like with a song that's a comedy song, I love when it tells a story. And I think sometimes in stand up it's hard when you're doing like a long storytelling bit. So with a song, it sort of helps me sneak in. I can tell my story and I put it to music. Plus, you can also like repeat the funny line.
Oh,
Yeah, and people don't get annoyed. I don't think I can be the kind of comedian that just yells the punchline like 4 times after. Like, I don't think it's gonna work for me. But if I'm singing it, it works. So that is something that helps. This is my story songs. Like I have a bit that I do about a guy with a foot fetish who would come into the cigar bar that I worked at, and I
uh-huh.
turned his story into a song, and it's called Foot Guy.
And that sounds like because it's such a story, of course that would be a song.
Yeah,
And
but it
Foot
wasn't obvious
Guy,
to me. I used to do it as a stand-up bit, and it would do fine, but it works a lot better as a song.
is it having like such a peculiarity about it, does that sort of help make it a song?
Yeah, I think a weird experience, a really specific weird experience helps. I think of songs that I don't have that are stories. If it's like a list, like I love putting a list to a song. Like I have a lot of
Oh
diary
yeah.
entries that I found from when I was in middle school, like summer goals. And it's like the most like overly romanticized, like 13-year-old girl thoughts. And they're like, look at that lie in the middle of the street and, risk your life for the trucks to look at the stars. So I put that into a song just because it's ridiculous and theatrical. Whereas if I just like read that list on stage, it probably wouldn't work.
Yeah, and are there times too, because I know you've written for Reductress and other entities like that. Are there things that would work better as a satirical piece, like a written satirical short piece versus a song, or is there a lot of overlap there?
Oh yeah. I definitely have some jokes that I use as stand-up bits and songs and also like written essays about or like more serious versions of it. Like I have 9.5 minute song that I do called Predator of the Opera, which is a parody to Music of the Night about my 8th grade teacher who was a pedophile.
Ooh.
And well, I guess he was an ebophile, whatever one where you're like into the teens, not the children.
Yeah.
And when I do it in the parody song, it's a joke and it's funny, but I've written it like as a more serious essay. I mean, I love when things take different mediums. I think that's probably explains a lot of why I'm like a chaotic brand on Instagram. But I really do enjoy that process of thinking about what medium it would thrive in best. I have a screenplay that I'm trying to turn into a play right now, and that's a fun process because it's forcing me to like minimize all the locations. Because in the screenplay they're hopping around all the time, but in the play I want it to have like only 3 sets and like low budget. So that's been a fun project.
Well, awesome. Well, there it is. Thanks so much for being on the podcast, Kimberly.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
I really enjoyed that chat. She has such a fun vibe. If you're in New York, go see her perform. She's got a show coming up on August 4th on the show Women in Business at the Players Theater. You can go to @Women-in-Business-Musical on Instagram for info about the show and how to get tickets. And you can also keep up with Kimberly on her website, KimberlyDinaro.com, and follow her on Instagram and TikTok @KimberlyDinaro. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads @ThereItIsPod, and subscribe to our YouTube channel @ThereItIs, and follow me on Instagram and Threads @JasonFarPicks. Also subscribe to our comedy lifestyle newsletter and support us if you can. We have a Patreon and a PayPal. Go to ThereItIsPod.com for newsletter and support info. Links in bio. Until next time, be good to each other. It's a moral imperative.
The music for the theme song was created by Neil Brooks. The rap was written and performed by Nick Acevedo. The logo for There It Is was created by Jeff Prater. The There It Is podcast is produced by Jason Farr.